Well, I am in Malaga now, in Marbella, training every day. I am free agent since the last month, and I am, as I said, trying to keep my body fit and ready when the opportunities come, because I do want to keep playing. I do want to keep living in football, and I am waiting for the new challenge.
How are you feeling, like physically, in yourself? You're 39, but we know that you've been a goalkeeper at Chelsea, so you must still back yourself to be a good level, a high level goalkeeper.
Well, training at Chelsea with Mendy and Kepa last season was a very good challenge for me, with two young goalkeepers, and to keep training at the same level of them. It was very good achievement, to be at the same level of them in the training during every week. And now, as I said, I've been training really hard. I found here in Spain a really group of people in the same situation than me, and we are training together. We have a personal trainer. We have a very well organized schedule with training on the pitch and training on the gym. So with this, we are keeping fit. And also, I've been 2 weeks ago, I've been doing a trial at Brentford. So as I said, I've been training with Brentford the last 2 weeks ago, and during a week, and it was really helpful for me to keep the feeling as a player, because training every day here is, you are trying, you are humble, and you are doing everything that is on your hand. But training with teammates inside of a changing room is totally different. So that kind of things, I am really thankful to Brentford to give me this opportunity too.
Yeah, and Brentford started really well, so that's beautiful to see as well. I'm sure you're happy with that. I wanted to ask you as well, you're 39 now. Lots of players don't have the same motivation at this age. Even goalkeepers, we know goalkeepers can go for very long, but the motivation is important. So how are you staying so motivated to keep fighting for a career in football?
Well, I believe that was my main target, my main feeling to arrive to this age. Motivation, trying to fight, play, trying to help my teammate and try to help the team. And I believe I am in the situation that I am right now is because my motivation, because last season as a third goalkeeper, I was a little bit, it was really tough because it was my first season as a third goalkeeper at Chelsea, and I was losing it. I was losing my motivation. So I believe for this, I took the decision to don't renew with Chelsea, trying to find another challenge to keep fighting, to keep something, the flame that we got inside, trying to keep alive every game, every week, even if I play, even if I don't play, but try to help my partner or the other goalkeeper, But sometimes this is really hard, and some of the players prefer to be comfy in a situation. I didn't, because I believe last season it was really tough. Even if you win titles, because at Chelsea you have a lot of opportunity to win titles. But for me, it's better to feel my mental health well than my motivation. And as you can see, and every part of the world, every people in the world could see, the Olympic Games, sometimes it's more important your mental health and to be motivated and to be in a comfort zone. So I took this decision, and it's sometimes people don't understand, but it's better to be in calm with yourself.
So could you tell me, did you have the opportunity to stay a number 3 goalkeeper? Could you just, if you were happy with that situation, could you just stay?
Yeah, yeah. Chelsea offered me one more year to stay as a third goalkeeper, and I decided to don't take it because I would like to try to keep playing, to keep fighting, even with my age, even with my physical. Last season I just played 2 games, but I've been training really hard, so I knew that I was prepared for the new challenge. But now the holiday is going too long in one hand, because I'm not training with a team, but in another hand I've been training every single day, so I am expecting to find another opportunity.
You're going to be like a child in the first day of school. You're going to be very excited, nervous in your next club. So tell me a little bit about what you're telling your agent. What are you telling him to do? What kind of club do you want? What kind of opportunity? I guess it's a 1 or a number 2 position you want where you can play more and more games.
I know it's difficult to find right now a club just to play, because every team, so every league started one weeks ago with the games, and also 3 or 4 weeks ago with the preseason. And of course I want to play, but what I don't want is to be in a comfy situation as a third goalkeeper. This is what I don't want. I just want to fight every single week with with thinking from Monday to Saturday that I can play, that I can be ready for everything that happened during the week or during the game. But that's it. I just want to avoid the situation to be a third goalkeeper. I would like to be in the changing room and the day before thinking about the game, watching my videos, watching everything to get involved with the team, to get involved, to achieve everything. And that's my mentality. So hopefully I can make it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you will. I think you'll find something easy. But, I wanted to talk a bit about your story when you were younger as well, because there's been lots of great moments in your career. Like, you've not had the most common career, I would say. You started in a big club and then you come to Europe, and you had your hardship. How much was, your hunger now, how much was it built when you were a young goalkeeper, when you had the hard times with your family and stuff? And how much does that make you want to love life and fight for everything?
Well, I believe in Argentina we born with this fire, with this desire to grow up playing football and live our life from football, with the desire to win with your club, with your national team. We in every club and every team that you play, but not all the careers are easiest and are started in the best way. In my case, I grew up in a very strong team, which is called Boca Juniors in Argentina, but I didn't have the opportunity to play very often. So when the situation, or when the day arrived with an offer for me from second division to play in second division at Spain, I took it, and it was really difficult as well, because it's not easy to change from one country to another with another routine, with another costumes, with another teammates and everything. Football is not the same in Argentina than Spain, and also because I arrived after the Olympic Games, I started on the bench, and it took me too long to win the first position. But from that day, I started to play, and I believe that my career started again. So since I was 23, I started to play every week, and I felt the sensation that I was winning confidence, and this is I believe is the best sensation, you know, when you have the opportunity to play and to feel that you are growing, that you are making mistakes, but the next game you have the opportunity to play again. I believe is what we are there. We've been training a lot of years to have the opportunity, and now when you are there, you have to do it the best as you can, because you can take it. You have to take it to keep growing as a player.
Yeah, absolutely. And your Olympic gold medal, you mentioned the Olympics there. That was a great success for Argentina. And Argentina didn't win anything for a long time, but you know, were you happy to sort of get your caps for Argentina? How much was that sort of like the you know, the satisfaction of a career where you had to fight your way, you know, in the second division, back into the first division with Malaga as well, and then you get a big move to Man City. How much was that like becoming a, you know, a national team player? How important was that for your like satisfaction of your career?
Well, I believe from my career, or how was my career, every point of the things that you said before, everything was really in a moment to enjoy with my family, with my friends, because every step was so hard for me, or it took me too long.
Yeah.
Maybe for another player it was a little bit different or easier, but for me it was hard work since I've been 6 years and a half in second division to move to the first division in Spain, and then the opportunity to play in Premier League, and my first game as a national team with 36 years old. It took me too long, and it was really tough, and I believe well deserved, because I worked really hard, so I enjoy it a lot with my family, because they were there every time, every season with me, and yes, it was fantastic. You know, sometimes the things arrive everyone in one season. Sometimes it took 10 years, but it doesn't matter. We have to keep working, and if we believe, they will arrive.
Yeah, and it did arrive, and you've gone from playing with good players to playing with the best players in the world, and I guess like Messi's one, you know, the one you faced in La Liga. You probably had some bad days, I guess, against Messi, but to play with him, how is it to play against Messi, and how is it to play with him?
Well, to play against Messi is a nightmare sometimes, because not because just him, because all the rest of the guys that are around him, because sometimes our team is just more concentrated to focus on Messi, and we don't forget, but you know, the other people appear, and it's really tough, and then they open the game, and the next guy to appear is Messi, or vice versa. But I had the opportunity to train with him, to train in a small game in national team, and then to play together. And it's a machine. It's a machine. Even training is a machine. He has the desire to win. If you see the last dance of Michael Jordan, is he cannot lose. He don't accept to lose every single game. So he's pushing you to do your best to win even a small game. And I remember one day when we've been training before the World Cup, against the sparring, the under 23, and in a build up, he come to me and offered me a solution. I gave the ball to him from our box to the other box. He ran with the ball at speed against 10 players and scored. And everyone was, every player say, what? Because everyone saw Messi in best level possible before the World Cup. So we've been, shocked, and it was incredible. And sometimes we don't see more often because all the rest of the teams are really concentrated on Messi, and they put 4 or 5 players against him. But is the best for sure.
The best ever, or the best now?
Well, the best now for sure. The best ever. I am not in a situation to call 1 or 2. But the good thing is the players since 50 or 60 years ago, there were a lot of good players, and 2 of them were Argentinians. So as Argentinian, we are really proud of this. But I cannot, and I don't know who is in charge to say who is the best ever. But maybe we have to enjoy who is the best player, or a lot of best player in the moment right now, and have fun with them.
How did you live Messi joining PSG? I think you were probably like me, watching it on the phone or on the TV, the press conference and things like this. How did you feel like emotionally watching the move from Barca to PSG?
Well, now I can see him very happy, but the day before it was really tough, and everyone is thinking about the next move of Messi, but no one was thinking about how he felt when he received the news that Barcelona cannot pay what he offered to stay, because it was half price of what he earned last season or something like that in the negotiation. And also because with Kun Agüero, they are really friends, and they have the opportunity this season to play together again, because they play the national team, but to play in the same team, I believe this news shocked to a lot of people in Barcelona, but for sure those 2 players at the same time. For him, for his family, I felt sorry this day, but it's good for him to try another league, and to show to the world that he's still Messi and he can do it as he's been doing in Barcelona.
Yeah, it's going to be scary to watch that attack play football. But yeah, I think that, I wanted to go back to you and talk about like your move from Malaga to Man City. Was that a surprise at the time, and how much did that sort of opportunity, how important was that in your life?
It was really important because I felt that it was my moment. Maybe if I didn't take this opportunity, maybe it won't arrive again. So I felt it was my moment, because Man City was, going forward, or growing up as a club, as a team. And I met the coach years ago. It was Pellegrini. So a lot of players I met earlier in the youngest team of Argentina. So I really knew that it was a great opportunity for me, and it won't be difficult for my family too, because a lot of Argentinian and Spanish players play at Man City the year before. So I took it because it was an amazing achievement in my career, and also because as I grew up in Argentina, and during a long period I didn't have the chance to fight for trophies, and I believe Man City reunited all the sensation, to be a big team, and also to fight every season for trophies. So I felt again this sensation, and it was the right decision.
Yeah, it's funny. 2 things really, because footballers, a lot of them don't win trophies. So you forget that most footballers don't win too much trophies. It's very, very hard, But the second thing is, It reminds me a bit of Mendy going to Chelsea. I don't know if you felt like that, but Edouard Mendy is making a big step up to Chelsea. How did you feel seeing him come into the dressing room, and how did you take it as goalkeepers? Because it's not easy when you have Kepa, you and Edouard, but you guys all came together and helped each other, right?
Yeah, it's true, and I believe for him it was maybe the best decision, same as me in that moment that we spoke before, from a small team to a big club, and he showed up since the first day in training with his potential, with his power. He's strong and he's fast, but then in the games he done it pretty well. But the most important, I believe, is he's really humble.
Yeah.
Because the games were going one another, and he achieved one clean sheet, another clean sheet, a good performer, another good performer, and he was really humble, and that's he had some merits because it's difficult to keep the calm in those days, and he did it pretty well. I believe Edu is a good guy, and if we can, I spoke with him. If he can do it again, he can do it for a second year. What he done it last season, he can be the one of the best goalkeeper in the world for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy, and that story about him being unemployed as well not so long ago is just crazy turnaround. It's amazing. But how was your emotions watching the Super Cup final? I don't know if you watched it the other day, but Mendy came off and Kepa came on and saved the penalties. Like, does that show that the atmosphere with the goalkeepers is very good, even though there's like competition between you guys?
Yeah, but I believe that atmosphere is all achieved or win by Tuchel.
Yeah.
Because since he arrived, he had done a meeting with us, with the goalkeeper, saying that if he has the opportunity to change the goalkeeper during a game situation of the penalty shootout, if he considered that one of the goalkeeper from the bench he was better than the goalkeeper who was playing, he gonna take the decision, and he done it 1 week ago. So
and you're very modest. You were number one. That's what Tuchel said in his press conference. He said that Caballero is 1, Kepa 2, and Mendy 3.
Yeah, that's incredible because last game of the last season against Man City, he ordered to watch the whole penalties that we've been executed during the training, also with the scouts of the Chelsea. He considered an opportunity for me to be in the penalty shootout if they arrive to the final, and also because the emotion that could be because I play at Man City. So maybe for this and because I was a little bit of the percentage better than Kepa, or I don't know, but he told me that in this case I will be the option, but further or rather than that, in another situation, I was watching the game and I said to my wife, Kepa is coming for sure. Kepa is coming. If we, or sometimes you make a mistake to say we because I was there and I was watching the game, and because of my friends are playing, I use the word we, but I'm not Chelsea anymore. So say if Chelsea don't score, Kepa is coming in. I'm happy for him because last season it was tough, very tough for him too. He missed the Europe, so it was really hard for him. And he had the opportunity there with the penalty. He saved, and they won. And the two of them, they show a really well atmosphere and a very good example for goalkeepers too, to show the rest of the world how they have to. Sometimes you don't want to go out because you want to be the hero, or you want to save the penalty because you have confidence. But it's a good example for young goalkeepers too.
Yeah, and it's funny, a lot of people thought about you in that moment as well because of the League Cup incident. And I know that inside Chelsea, it was all happy and it wasn't a big problem, when Maurizio Sarri dealt with it. But did you think about this moment as well?
No, well, I believe a lot of people thought about this game, but in my case, I just turned page from that day. It was a misunderstanding between Mauricio and Kepa. That's it. Football is like that sometimes, so we have to turn page and learn. And I believe everyone learned from that situation, and that's good too.
Yeah, everyone tells me Kepa's very professional, a very nice guy as well. Do you feel like sorry for some of the things he went through in the last sort of year? Because when I saw him save that Super Cup penalty, I was so happy for him because I can just imagine like it's been difficult. And do you think that he's been treated in a bad way by some people as well?
Well, the first season it was fantastic for him. He done it pretty well with Sarri, even though this situation in the final. But then he finished with winning a trophy and doing a great performance, and he was the number one in the national team. The second season with Frank, it was difficult and tough for him, but I believe it wasn't just him; it was the team. It was we've been conceding a lot, even after that I played. We could sort a few things, but it wasn't a goalkeeper problem. I think it was a lot of things.
Yeah.
But yes, of course, it was really tough for him. He's a goalkeeper with sometimes now all the football life or all the people that is around football, just they call the young people with a strong, beautiful future or whatever, and they look forward for them. But we have to. In my case, I believe that we have to live the present, and we have to do a great performance today. I believe in this case, football is changing. They are paying a lot of money for people that is young now. When 10 years ago or more, you have to do 1, 2, or 3 seasons very, very well to win this kind of money. Yeah. And now it's different.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're right. I think clubs are investing on young players, but they'll invest a crazy amount in a young player and not so much in an older player. Maybe you need a free transfer really as an older player sometimes. But is the goalkeeper position also like very psychological as well? Like I often, when I talk to sports psychologists, they say it's probably the most psychological position on the pitch. Like, how do you balance your emotions, in a big club with performance, but also like your emotions, your problems and stuff? Like, how important and how do you deal with those kind of two things?
Well, I believe it's really important and it's difficult too. In my case, I got, first of all, my sister is a psychologist and she helped me a lot, but she also offered me to do it with another psychologist because it's better. I try to work with a neuroscience also, and I recommend because it's really good. But then I believe the most important is, doesn't matter the personality that you have, because you can be a strong man or you can be really strong in training or focus on the game. I believe the most important is the people that is close to you, because they will be useful and helpful to find the right direction when the things are not so good. sometimes we are alone over there because we have to play, 90 minutes, and we make mistake. We have to we want to avoid every single mistake, but with a lot of things during the game, with confusion, with misunderstanding, with defenders, or every situation that we've been training before in training, but situations happen, shit happens sometimes, and the moment that you made a mistake, all your focus changed, and as quickly as you can be back is as strong as you are in your head, or as strong as you are, your mentality is to step forward this mistake and be ready again for the next challenge, for the next opportunity to help your team. But this is also training, not training in the as a goalkeeper session. It's training outside the goalkeeper session. It's difficult to explain, but it's really needed.
Yeah,
it's really needed, because it doesn't matter if you are young or if you are experienced goalkeeper. Those mistakes, maybe 1 in 100 game, you want to make it, because we are human, because everything can happen. But in the way that you assume this thing is the way that you become as a player.
Yeah. And in Chelsea, you had all the support. You had the good data analysis. You had psychologists, but you also just had the goalkeeping department. And I know you guys are very close. How was it living the sort of life with Hilario and Petr Cech, and how was that in the last season?
It's fantastic. They got a great department. Training is really good. Thanks God that we've done fantastic exercise. We never get bored. We are doing a lot of stuff, and every week different, with a lot of games, trying to find competition also. So it's fantastic. But then, as you said, as you named Peter and Hilario, because they spent a lot of years at Chelsea, they knew perfectly how is the life of Chelsea, and from different point of view, as a number 1, as a number 2, as a number 3, they help us a lot during this transition, because just one has to play, the rest are not playing but are focused, and to keep this training a good level. I knew that they've been in our position, so even if you are a top goalkeeper, if you are open-minded and you can listen those two very, very history of legend of this club, it will be helpful, and they are very, very good in advices and explaining, and they are very, very close also.
And you spoke a little bit about him. You didn't like being the number 3 goalkeeper really last season, but you were very positive about Tuchel as well. So can you explain to me why you were positive about his impacts? I mean, the trophy is obvious, Champions League, but tell me a little bit about why he's good in your opinion.
Well, because he always was optimist, positive. He was his explanation to every player was perfect, and trying to find the best performance of the player, but also because he has a very good group of staff. The staff of Tuchel work really well. They are close to the player and they talk with the player. I don't know. I felt really well training for him. And the way that he wants to play, but also how he made the training is really good for the players. They are happy going to training, and sometimes this is difficult in a big club, because you spend the whole season playing or not playing. But if you don't have targets, if you don't have a competition, just to arrive to the end of the competition, sometimes is tough for some of the big names in the club, because everyone has the ego really hard, you know. But the way that he managed the group of the team, the way that he spoke and he explained everything, I really like it, and I enjoy it a lot to be under his command, and he's doing my service with him.
Yeah, I heard the same thing from lots of players as well in this time. And yeah, I mean, you know, Chelsea have signed Lukaku, so how good are they going to be next season?
Well, that's a good question, because they can be better now, but on the other hand, some of the players cannot play now. We've been playing, or Chelsea been playing a lot of games last season, even with Olivier Giroud or with Tammy on the bench. So our number 9, or Chelsea number 9, it was Timo. Now they got Lukaku. So now will be a really tough work for Tuchel in how they choose the players to organize the start 11, and it will be good for the Chelsea family and the Chelsea supporters to watch all these kind of magnificent players.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll invite you back to watch them soon as well. But was it emotional leaving? Because I guess you have lots of friends at Chelsea. You always seemed really happy around the place. Was it hard in like an emotional and friendship way to leave Chelsea, even though I know you want to play, you know?
Yeah, no, it's in terms of emotion, it was tough, because after 4 years is a long term in a big club.
Yeah.
But in the squad, I got a lot of friends. They knew me very well, and even the kid man and some of the people inside the club, they know me very well. They send me very emotional message. So I keep that, and I believe it was a time very well lead, very well. I don't know how to say that. I lead very well at Chelsea, and I enjoy a lot, and I got a lot of friends for the rest of my life.
Was the Champions League party a nice way to end? Because I looked at some of the pictures and you guys are having fun. Maybe had a beer in your hand. You don't get the chance to enjoy that much with your friends too much. So was that a nice sort of ending for you, like a nice ending to the story?
Yeah, of course. I believe some of the guys didn't expect that, because we started with Frank Lampard last season, and we finished with Tuchel. And during the journey, maybe when we started, we weren't so strong, and every draw in the Champions League was tough, very tough. With the opponent, it was going forward, and it was tough. But then the teams do the best in every single qualification. We arrived to the final against Man City, my former team, and I knew how they worked, how Guardiola worked to arrive there. And of course, we deserve it, but 3 or 4 months ago, or to the final, maybe a few players believe that we can arrive to the final, and that was, yes, of course, for me, for my family, was one of the best moments, because not also just because the Champions League, it's also because we spent 1.5 years with our fans, and in that moment we all our family, it was on the stadium. To win a medal, win a trophy, and to be with your family, it was complete. It was it was a wish. It was something.
Your heart was full. Your heart was full in that moment.
Exactly. So those elements, maybe now just with the people on the stadium, we are back to normal. Maybe, hopefully, we can keep that, and we can, on the rest of the leagues can do the things well, the rest of the country, because it's really important for the economy of the countries and the clubs. But 1 year and a half without people in the stadium, it was tough also for the players. So to have the opportunity to play or to be on the stadium with not full capacity, but more than half of the capacity of the stadium, watching football with the sound, with the pushing really hard, singing, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny, like the fans in the stadium. I went to Chelsea against Tottenham in a friendly recently, and it feels like a bigger game than many Premier League games, because the fans make it was only a friendly, but the fans make it seem so important, and that's part of football, the culture and everything. But it's my last question now, so I just wanted to get a bit of a feeling. We don't know where you're going to play next season yet, but what do you want from the next few years of your life, like the experiences? What do you want, like, to feel as a footballer, and what do you want to feel as a a man, maybe in your family life as well?
Well, I would like, as I said, to find first of all a team to train, to play, and to be focused on every single game since the beginning of the week till the day of the game. I need to feel this again, and hopefully I will find it. Then, of course, I know that this maybe 1, 2, or 3 years to the end of my career. So I've been preparing my head or whatever. I started an MBA, and I would like to finish this MBA to have something to do when the day to decide arrive. Well, I would like to keep in the football business, so I will study to be a coach or a keeper coach also in this season. To be ready if one of my friends call me to help them.
So you have two options. You can either be a coach, or you can maybe go into football business, but you love this sport so much, you're not giving up this sport even when you retire, right?
No, it's true. I believe when you love this kind of sport, and as I said, I don't want to be in a comfy position, in a comfortable zone. I would like to help and to keep playing now, but after that I would like to keep helping, and if we can do it in a staff, or as a coach, or as a keeper coach, I will do. I'll do.
Beautiful. Well, yeah, thanks very much for your time today. I've really enjoyed the interview and stuff.